Please all take your seats. Thank you. I have the honour to introduce the platform party today. Starting from the left-hand side of the stage, we have Dr. Lisa Ryan, Head of School, School of Science and Computing. Dr. Billy Bennett, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar. Dr. Orla Flynn, President of Atlantic Technological University. Dr. Michelle Glacken, Registrar and Vice President for Students, Teaching and Learning. Dr. Rick Officer, Vice President for Research and Innovation. At the rear of the stage, we have Dr. Ian O'Connor, Head of Department of Natural Resources and the Environment. Gareth Rowe, Head of Department of Computer Science and Applied Physics. Carmel Brennan, Assistant Registrar, ATU. And Sarah Mohan, President of ATU Galway Mayo Students' Union and member of the ATU governing body. Irim Dr. Lisa Ryan, Ceannscoilceann of Service Bruntar Oscailt. I call upon Dr. Lisa Ryan, Head of School of Science and Computing Galway, to open the conferring ceremony.
Dia Vagarda, Falta Gachtina chuig an sermnis Bruntisha, Tá an Urserm a bheith ag an ócáid speisialta seo I Velera an Ollscoil Technoleachta an Atlantic. Tá míad an seanneo lenar chud hailach agus córda chun arachna untach an chud céimethe a Kilora. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all here this afternoon to the most important event of the university calendar. This is our opportunity to celebrate together your achievements over the last number of years in the School of Science and Computing here at ATU. But it's also important that we remember what's happened during these years. And as time goes on, it's sometimes easy to forget what day-to-day life was like during the pandemic and the adjustments each and every one of us here had to make. Some of you graduating today would have had your final year in secondary school disrupted by COVID, while everybody in this room would have been impacted one way or another by the pandemic. This resulted in significant changes for everybody involved, our staff and our students alike, and required huge flexibility. So I'd like to thank all of you and all of our staff for how we all managed to work through the pandemic. It also took away some of the normal excitement of college life, where you meet new friends, enjoy those first few activities on campus. However, you managed your way through all of these obstacles, and today you find yourself here celebrating not just your academic success, but also your success in dealing with all those obstacles. We've all developed many new online skills, experienced the joy of Teams, developed resilience as a result of the pandemic. And while it was difficult to deal with at the time, it also allowed you to develop skills you probably didn't know you had. I know I've certainly developed a number of skills that I didn't realize were in my skill set. But these are traits that are going to stay with all of us for the rest of our lives, and they'll help you in your future work opportunities. Another major change that occurred, and may have passed some of you by, was the fact that we have formed the Atlantic Technological University, and this is something that we're so incredibly proud of. For the majority of you, when you initially registered, you probably registered into an Institute of Technology, most likely GMIT. But now you're graduating from one of the largest multi-campus universities on the island with a very strong commitment to STEM and to retaining a student-centred culture, and that's really going to be a hallmark of this university. For those of you that are Galway-based, hopefully you got to experience STEM in action during the recent Galway Science and Technology Festival. But throughout the ATU and throughout the nation, there were various activities also going on as part of Science Week. And our staff and students here have always taken an active role in outreach activities and in highlighting the importance that science plays in everyday life. And for you as graduates going out into the workforce, I hope that you're going to continue to support and develop the scientific community. As a school, our staff and students are continually supporting us to develop. We're unbelievably lucky in the school to have a range of different disciplines, ranging from computing, chemistry, biopharmaceutical science, forensic science, to marine and freshwater, also agriculture, and then all aspects of human health, from medical science to how what we eat affects our bodies and how we move and use our bodies to optimize sporting and exercise performance. But a theme that underpins everything that we do is a strive for sustainable practices and in supporting green agendas. In this digital age, there's a ubiquitous need for computing skills to underpin scientific developments. And in the school, we've developed highly cohesive areas of research between our computer science team and all of our scientific programs, which is both unique and supports our program development and research and innovation opportunities. The highly collaborative and interdisciplinary nature of our school has enabled us to grow and enhance our program offerings. And for example, this evening, we'll have our first graduates from the Masters in Biopharmaceutical Manufacturing, Masters in Medical Science, and also a Masters in Sport and Clinical Biomechanics. Across our 4 departments, we have a strong track record in developing links with industry and the healthcare system to drive talent and support our regional needs. And we have a number of indicators from this, such as our success in HCI funding and in SkillNet funding and development of a range of new programmes over the last few years. We also strive to ensure that our programmes meet the highest professional standards by applying for accreditations where relevant, and all the nutrition programmes across the ATU are currently accredited with the Association for Nutrition. We also recently received accreditation with the Sports and Exercise Nutrition Register for our Masters in Applied Sport and Exercise Nutrition, and we've core rule accreditation for our Masters in Medical Science to match our undergraduate accreditation. The depth and breadth of science research across the ATU never fails to impress me, and I'm sure that all of you graduating today will have benefited from the research expertise from our staff at some stage of your programme, from either the innovative practicals, workshops, seminars that we run to the support and innovation for final year research projects, but also for the Masters and PhD research studies. And I'd particularly like to highlight the superb achievement of our Marine and Freshwater Research Centre, who today are graduating their 50th PhD student, which I think is just a phenomenal achievement, and congratulations to all involved. I'd also like to celebrate the first PhD student from our newly formed Department of Sport, Exercise and Nutrition. In preparing for today, I heard from a number of colleagues who told me about various quotes that they were using for their school speeches. But I think probably one of the most impressive things is our new tagline for the Atlantic Technological University, and that is, "The future is here." Today, following this graduation ceremony, this future is now yours, and we wish you all the best in that future, and we're going to be here for the rest of your lives to support you in any way that we can. So, gur míle maith agam Corda, and enjoy your day.
Anish Irim Dr. Orlany Line, Uachtarán Ulscoil Technoliacha an Atlantic. Gradam Brunna, na Foglamori a Brunna Ulscoil Technoliacha an Atlantic, Conna Crehe Shin, Agus Irim Dr. Liam Benaid, Las Uachtarán Ganohi Akadula, Agus Clorahor na Hirahori a Queer Láher. Now I call upon Dr. Orla Flynn, President of Atlantic Technological University, to confer awards on the learners presented by the Atlantic Technological University for that purpose. And I ask Dr. Billy Bennett, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar, to present the candidates.
De bhua an údarás atá díolsethe in Ulscoil Technoliaachta an Atlantic, brunam leis seo dochtaní na fálamóirí a bhaint amach an chaighdeán de na dochtaní sin, agus iarm go gcuirfear na fálamóirí sin í láthair chuam, chun gur mmoinnig mé a pár céime orthu go formiúil. By virtue of the authority vested in Atlantic Technological University, I hereby confer awards on the learners who have achieved the standard determined for those awards, and I ask that those learners be presented to me so that I may formally present them with their parchment.
Uachtarán Cuirimiláthar chuat na hiarrthóirí seo leanas a bhfuil a dorthaí scrútathe dleachfa agus de bhachtaní ag le bhéal a sé a seacht a hocht a né agus a dé den chreach náisiúntaí cíleachtaí a bheith ceadathe ag comhairle acadúil Ulscoil Technoliaachta an Atlantic. President, I present to you the following candidates whose examination results have been adopted and awards at levels 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 of the National Framework of Qualifications have been approved by the Atlantic Technological University Academic Council.
I call on Dr. Eamon Haughey from the Department of Natural Resources and the Environment to present the candidates from this department.
Higher Certificate in Science and Agriculture. The following students are being called in absentia: Hannah Maloney, Ronan Brett, Andrew Burke, Michael Burke, Ronan Connolly, Kevin Cooney, Rebecca Corrigan, Aoife Costello, Peter Crawford, Shannon Crawford, William Dalton, Luke Diskin, Chloe Dolan, Shane Dolan, Gillian Donlan, Aoife Donnelly, Cathal Droney, Alex Edwards, Evelyn Fahy, Cathal Fordham, Evan Gohary, Katie Hayes, Mark Kyo, Kieran Lee, Thomas Lennon, Jack Linan, Owen Maxwell, Jarlath McAvoy, James McGovern, Nicole McGovern, Darren Maguire, Roisin McNulty, Aoife Meir, Katie Monaghan, Grace Mullery, Zoe Nagel, Cathal O'Hare, Matthew Reedy, Padraig Smith, Chloe Walsh, and Vanessa Whittington. Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Environmental Management, Gillian Davis, in absentia. Edward Donoghue. Gary Duffy. Jack Enright. John Farrell, in absentia. Brendan Gilday. Matthew Keeley, in absentia. Sean McNamara, in absentia. Bachelor of Science Honours in Agriculture and Environmental Management, Rebecca Ban. Ronan Bleakley. Niamh Burke. Rachel Butler. Michaela Calnan. Jaisin Chai. Patrick Claffey. Christopher Connolly O'Connellia. Lauren Costello. Catherine Creighton. Chantel Dixon. Rachel Dixon. Aidan Donnelly. Owen Duggan. Conal Fagan. Conor Feely, in absentia. Stephen Fitzpatrick. Sean Flanagan. Ciara Flannery. Roisin Gannon. Darren Garvey. David Gohan. Andrea Glennan. Jamie Hannon. Thomas Healy. Andrea Heffernan. Kiefa Hogan. Conor Horan, in absentia. Natasha Kyo. Owen Kiernan. Dara Kilmartin, in absentia. Saoirse Loftus. Mark MacDonald. Jason McIntyre, in absentia. Grania Moyles. Patrick Navin. Michael O'Brien. Thomas O'Neill. Dara O'Toole. Cormac Page. Louise Payne. Conor Thomas, in absentia. Morgan Watkins. I ask the graduates of the Higher Certificate in Agriculture and Science, the Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Environmental Management, and Bachelor of Science Honours in Agriculture and Environmental Management to please stand for a round of applause. I call on Dr. Jose Maria Farnas to continue calling on candidates from this department.
The Higher Certificate in Science in Applied Freshwater and Marine Biology, Doron McHugh, in absentia. Bachelor of Science in Applied Freshwater and Marine Biology, Evin Bolger, in absentia. Thomas Corcoran. Hubert Costello. Daniel Cox. Take Hernon Fitzgerald. Ryan Lovely. Rebecca O'Brien. Catherine O'Donnell. Owen O'Driscoll. Luke Parker. Stephen Reddy. Isabella Aguirre Villaquiran in absentia. The Bachelor of Science Honors in Applied Freshwater and Marine Biology. Chloe Cocdegois in absentia. Molly Corran. Joseph Donnelly. Shasha Donoghue. Thomas Finnegan. Morena Gaudino. Michael Grimes. Amy Kavanagh. Shorsha Maguire. Oran McGinney. Niamh McGurn. Michael McHugh Jewell. Georgia Novak. Matthew O'Brien. Emer O'Halloran in absentia. Matthew O'Neill. Megan Ollie. Edward Palmer. Sophia Rainey. Liam Shield in absentia. Mateja Svonia. Charlene Waters. May I ask the graduates of the Higher Certificate in Science, Bachelor in Science, and Bachelor of Science Honors in applied freshwater and marine biology to please stand for a round of applause. Now, I call on Dr. Martin Gamel to continue calling on the candidates from this department. Thank you.
Master of Science in Applied Marine Conservation, Alana Kerwin-Lamb. Kitty McMahon. Master of Science in Conservation Behaviour, Alva Doyle. Ellen Farrell. Gerard McLaughlin in absentia. Sarah Maloney in absentia. Anna Orus in absentia. James Sansevero. Amanda Schneider in absentia. I ask the graduates of the Master of Science in Applied Marine Conservation and the Master of Science in Conservation Behaviour to stand for a round of applause. I call on Valerie Butler from the Department of Computer Science and Applied Physics to present the candidates from this department.
Bachelor of Science in Computing and Digital Media, Liam Canning in absentia, Christian Cortez, Mateja Svetskorvovic, Connor Lally, Chloe Pigeon, Pater Shanks, Niall Stokes, Aidan Stones in absentia, Agnieszka Watarslaska in absentia. Bachelor of Science Honours in Computing and Digital Media, Niall Kaur, David Corley in absentia, Lexis Funes Bonet, Veda Gear, Ben Lardner, In Ming Lee, Dylan Lynch, Arjmand Masood, Megan McNulty, James McTee, Conall Riley, Keith Torrington, and Dawid Zerkorskovic in absentia. I ask the graduates from the Bachelor of Science in Computing and Digital Media to stand up for an applause. I call on Dr. Ian McLaughlin to continue calling on candidates from this department.
Higher Certificate in Computing and Software Development, Louis Garon, Owen McNulty, in absentia. Bachelor of Science in Computing and Software Development, David Amanqua, in absentia. Dylan Cleary, Heather Curran, in absentia. Rose Downs, Pedro Figueiredo, in absentia. Kieran Gavigan, Yassine Jager, in absentia. Otito Melu, Owen Muldoon, Patrick Murphy, in absentia. David Newman, Timur Nurjanov, Sean Patton, Rohan Sigder, in absentia. Daniel Stashenko, in absentia. Tiernan Chewett Gilligan, in absentia. Bachelor of Science Honours in Computing and Software Development, Donald Bollestrom, Liam Bryant, Dylan Carr, Dylan Core, Alexandra Cotter, in absentia. Adam Dalton, Caitlin Graham, Gabriel Hang, Cian Hession, Declan Kelly, in absentia. Shane McDonough, Dylan Morrow, Ewan Murphy, Benes Pelikauskas, Keelan Rafferty,
Ronan Shaughnessy. Nathan Trossman, in absentia. Dylan Whelan. I ask the graduates of the Higher Certificate in Computing and Software Development, the Bachelor of Science in Computing and Software Development, and the Bachelor of Science Honours in Computing and Software Development programs to stand for a round of applause. I now call on Dr. Brian Ashall to continue calling the candidates from this department.
Higher Certificate in Science in Physics and Instrumentation. Oliver Lee, in absentia. Aoife Tracy, in absentia. Bachelor of Science in Physics and Instrumentation. Eva Gavin. Mark McPhillips. Connor Quigley. Bachelor of Science Honours in Physics and Instrumentation. Jennifer Gallagher. Robert Harrington. Gerard Hogan. Cian Huxford. Alex Keenan. Evan Lardner. Patrick Morris. Ellen Ralph. I ask the graduates of the Physics and Instrumentation programs to stand for a round of applause. I call on Andrew Beattie to continue calling on candidates from this department.
Higher Diploma in Science in Computing in Data Analytics. Andra Antokovic. Beslamislaw Bill. William Byrne, in absentia. Stephen Caulfield. Julian Dunn, in absentia. Orla Higgins, in absentia. Ruth Keady, in absentia. Catherine Leddy. Enda Lynch. Magdalena Malik, in absentia. Rory McCool. Katie O'Brien. Ciara O'Sullivan, in absentia. Nigel Slack, in absentia. Doris Zlakovic, in absentia. High Diploma in Science in Software Development. Nagalapsi Anna Varpour. Dermot Considine, in absentia. Richard Daly, in absentia. Joanna Delta Grimaldi, in absentia. Aidan Desmond. Elaine Finnegan. Jorge Vigimoto. Anna Guzik. Jekaterina Mosaka, in absentia. Maria Murphy. And in absentia, Ben Murray, Marina Nevdrukuc, David O'Riordan, Susanna Osatka, Kevin Phelan, Trevor Power, Patrick Pukolaka, Edvarga Ribeiro, Andreas Tuber, and Connor Timlin Canning. Can I ask the graduates in the High Diploma in Computer Science in Data Analytics and the High Diploma in Science in Software Development to please stand for a well-earned round of applause.
I call on Dr. Lisa Ryan, Head of School of Science and Computing, to present the candidates for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I have the honour to present Hayley Joyce for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, and I ask President Dr. Orla Flynn to confer the degree upon her. I now ask the supervisors, Dr. Roisin Nash, Dr. Fiona Kavanagh and Dr. Raud de Frias, to come forward with their student.
The title of our thesis is Nephrops norvegicus as a pan-European indicator of microplastic pollution, an integrated study of morphology and environmental monitoring. Microplastics are one of the most pervasive types of anthropogenic pollution today. Classified by their size and production intent, they are known to be ubiquitous in the marine environment and can be easily introduced to and ingested through the food web due to their prevalence and small size. Hayley's research on microplastics is very timely, with the international negotiations for the Plastic Treaty well underway. To better understand the distribution and abundance of microplastics on a commercial species, Hayley took an innovative approach to establish large-scale baselines of the Dublin Bay prawn, or Nephrops norvegicus. Hayley postulated that the combination of two environmental matrices, nephrops and sediments, where they live in burrows, needed to be jointly considered when assessing abundances within a seafloor ecosystem, and will give a better indication of the level of microplastic pollution in the area. Targeting the nephrop beds around the main fishing grounds in the northeast Atlantic, Hayley recorded the current levels and characteristics of microplastics in thousands of prawns, and applying innovative practices, assessed their retention and egestion rates. Not only have her results confirmed that this commercial species could be considered a monitoring tool for microplastic pollution, but as Nephrops norvegicus is a species of great importance in Ireland and Europe, both economically and ecologically, the results are necessary to better understand the potential for these contaminants to cause harm to the prawns, to affect seafood security and the consequences for fishery sustainability into the future, to assess the risk posed to human health, but also to ensure future healthy, sustainable oceans. Congratulations, Hayley.
I have the honour to present Morgane Pommier for admission to degree of Doctor of Philosophy, and I ask President Dr. Orla Flynn to confer the degree upon her. I now ask the supervisors Dr. Joanne O'Brien and Dr. Simon Barrow to come forward with their student.
The title of Morgane's PhD was Conservation Beyond Borders, modelling visual and acoustic data sets from collaborative transnational programmes to explore cetacean occurrence over the Malin Shelf. The Malin to Islay region of the Northeast Atlantic has been the focus of little to no previous dedicated whale and dolphin research, and hence little data is available on their occurrence in this cross-border area. The main objectives of Morgane's research was to address this knowledge gap, to inform conservation measures in the region under the cetacean and noise work package of the Interreg-funded project called Sea Monitor. This thesis fulfilled the objectives by using passive acoustic monitoring to collect baseline data and to characterise the whale and dolphin occurrence in these transnational waters of the North Channel and the wider Malin Shelf. Through this research, spatial and temporal models of cetacean site usage and habitat preference in the region was delivered, which will be used to inform future conservation and management planning. New monitoring approaches were explored using acoustic receivers deployed on autonomous underwater vehicles, also known as gliders, to assess the feasibility and suitability of the technique for conducting acoustic monitoring. This method proved successful and led to the first results from such methodology in Irish waters. Ambient noise levels, following requirements of Descriptor 11 of the Marine Strategy Framework Directive, were produced for the first time in this area and will serve as baseline data for future years. A 5-year data set of visual observations from the Marine Institute's West Pass Fisheries Survey was also assessed to further increase coverage of the Malin Shelf area. This chapter was recently accepted for publication in the international peer-reviewed journal Frontiers in Marine Science. Over the duration of this project, Morgane battled rough conditions at sea, lost equipment, and a pandemic to deliver a significant understanding of how whales and dolphins use this area. Her work was used directly to deliver the university's deliverables on the Sea Monitor project, which was led by the Lochs Agency in Northern Ireland and a consortium of partners spread across the north and south of Ireland, Scotland, Canada, and the US. Morgane presented at a number of international conferences and was awarded ship time on the National Research Vessel to carry out dedicated research in this area. Congratulations, Morgane.
I ask Dr. Orla Flynn, President of Atlantic Technological University, and Dr. Billy Bennett, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar, to present the Brothers of Charity Educational Partnership Award. I call on Colin McNichol to come forward to collect his award. I call up the winners of the Academic Excellence Awards, and I ask Dr. Billy Bennett, Vice President for Academic Affairs, with Dr. Lisa Ryan, Head of School of Science and Computing, to present the graduates with their awards. I call upon Dr. Ian O'Connor, Head of Department of Natural Resources and the Environment, to call the names of the award winners from that department.
I present the ATU Academic Excellence Awards within the Department of Natural Resources and the Environment. The following graduate has achieved the highest academic excellence within the Department of Natural Resources and the Environment. Charlene Waters, the Bachelor of Science Honours in Applied Freshwater and Marine Biology.
I call upon Gareth Rowe, Head of Department of Computer Science and Applied Physics, to call the name of the award winner from that department.
The following graduate has achieved the ATU Highest Academic Excellence Award within the Department of Computer Science and Applied Physics. Otito Mbelo, Bachelor of Science in Computing and Software Development.
Congratulations to the graduates of Atlantic Technological University 2023. In keeping with tradition, you may now move the tassel to the left side of your mortarboard. I think that deserves a round of applause. Éireamar Dr. Orla ní Lion and Uachtarán Cuic a chur leis an ócéad seo. I ask Dr. Orla Flynn, our President, to make the closing address.
Germagat Ger. Díomh a chuirde go léir. Is mór na nórdam fáilte críola churóibh, fáilte go dtí cathair na Galway agus fáilte go hOllscoil Technoliaachta an Atlantic. Ladies and gentlemen, members of governing body, esteemed faculty members, proud families, honoured guests, and most importantly, you, our brilliant new graduates of ATU. Welcome to this afternoon's graduation ceremony, and a very special welcome to those of you joining us online as well. To the parents, guardians, and families here today, thank you for entrusting us with the education of these exceptional individuals. Your support has played a vital role in their success, and we're grateful for the partnership that we've shared in nurturing these young and not so young minds. And I would look to our new graduates and say, we've been applauding you now for the last half hour. I might ask you to rise now and maybe face your supporters and give them a round of applause. So up our graduates, please, and clap for your families and supporters. Búlabos, Máiste dá Holly. And to you, our graduates, you are now part of our growing family of alumni. And it was lovely to see so many of you wearing the ATU pin on your way up. Interesting to reflect that 51 years ago this month, at the very first conferring ceremony for a regional technical college, at all the regional technical colleges in fact, less than 100 people received awards across the entire country. This month, ATU alone will have seen about 5,000 graduates receiving awards, and that's a powerful and positive impact on society over the last few decades. And as Lisa referenced earlier on, I'm full of admiration for the dedication and resilience that each one of you has demonstrated throughout your academic journey. For today is a really momentous day. It's a day of celebration for sure, but it's also a day of reflection and anticipation. It's a moment, actually, of great pride and joy for all of us here. It's a day to look back on the challenges that you've overcome, the growth that you've experienced, and the memories that you've made. And those memories are not just a testament to your academic prowess, but they also highlight your ability to collaborate, to adapt, and to persevere. And those indeed are qualities that will serve you well as you step into the next chapter of your lives. And while many of you are already in the world of work, I encourage you to carry with you the values that we've tried to instill in you during your time here. Yes, the pursuit of knowledge and the spirit of innovation, but most of all, the importance of community. Because as graduates of ATU, you are not just equipped with degrees, but with the power to make a positive impact on society. Whatever your field, remember that your education is a tool for positive change. And I think that's a really suitable note on which to conclude. So I want to thank all the staff involved in your ATU journey from the first moment you entered our doors right up until today, as well as to everyone who helped make today's ceremony so special. Congratulations again to our class of 2023. Gur míle mágaibh agus go n-éirí an tálamh go léir.
We hope that you've enjoyed the ceremony and get a chance to celebrate with your family and friends and enjoy some Galway hospitality. Could I ask the academic award recipients and their families to remain in the hall at the back left for photography? Respected guests, fellow academics, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the meeting for the purpose of conferring awards on the graduates of our technological university. Could I ask you to all please rise as the academic procession departs? Thank you.